What's up, y'all, man? Welcome to another episode of Hearts of the Community with Jew and Jay. We having a good day. If you couldn't tell, my brother's feeling a little bit better. He was under the weather. I was feeling sick, and he was taking care of me through through the brain, through the prayers. So thank you. I'm good. I'm excited. Yeah.
Um, with that said, I want to give my brother a shout out as we always do shout outs. But no, so here's the dope thing, right? Like I have this old school mentality, the way some of us were taught, where you just keep going. Shouts out to Christian. That's two. Hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work. I'm dying over here. You still better work hard, right? And my brother has helped me to relax. I've been in the gym heavy lately, and I was still trying to go. I was sick, but I told myself I'm not gonna go. But I want to give you your shouts because even though we both have kind of been off lately, um, we've talked each other through it. It wasn't just me. You've helped me as well too. Because when we come back to situations like this, we feel way better. Like, we never shoot on Mondays anyway, but had we have shot yesterday, I would have not been in. My 100% would have been a strong 10. You know what I mean? But I appreciate you for that because if my brother, like he said this in a previous podcast, if my brother does not get a message from me in the morning, I'm giving him a break because I normally hit him up like, man, you know what I realized? You know what I thought about? What you
All
think
through the
about this?
night. Be having realizations.
So I'll real life be like, yo, I'm gonna give you a day off today. Right. Today was one of those days. But I want to tell you I appreciate you publicly as always. And I want to tell the world to subscribe, like, repost, tag, share this with your people. We want to continue building our community and continuing to build that bridge. Oh,
So listen, speaking of a bridge, let's connect this to our last podcast talking about pity, because I think this is something that a lot of people forgot about because it's been a minute. So let me say this. Let's both start with our definitions of pity. I'm gonna go to the actual definition first. So this is what pity is defined as, right? The feeling of sorrow and compassion caused by the suffering and misfortunes of others, caused by the missuffering. So if James get hit by a car, Yahweh forbid, and I'm like, damn, James, I feel really bad for you. And he like, don't pity me. You know how crazy that sound? Like, but the way that we flipped it, like this again, bringing it back to the Bible, like I'm gonna be a little bit more intentional with like speaking how I feel. This is really connected with the Bible where it talks about one of the curses that we get if we don't keep listening to our Father is we will have a blind eye or an evil eye towards our brother. So anything that's deemed as compassion, we're viewing as evil or negativity. We're viewing as a negative for no reason, all because of some pride that we have. And so being able to understand that, being able to understand foundation of self, understand like if you understand the generational curse of your family is that you cheat, guess what you're able to stop trying to do? Cheating. So if I understand a generational curse from my ancestors was that they're gonna have an evil eye towards my brother, I can show more compassion in the moment. Like my brother see it as patience. That's why when he used to teach me that I never used to see it as patience because it was like, dang, I look at it as grace. And that's why the company is named Training Grace. That's why we're building a heart of a community.
What company you talking about?
Just my little therapy business that I got.
Ain't no little business. Let's Training Grace is the name of his therapy business, right? Not little nothing.
I'm let's drop it in here, man. Y'all go follow me on Instagram. We're gonna get better at our marketing, y'all. And y'all go tap into Camp Lowry because again, think about what again, heart of the community, Camp Lowry, Training Grace. Do y'all not see how these are all connected with love, compassion, grace towards each other? Something that we're trying to build, something that we feel like we've been lacking. Like money doesn't bring love. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Bible teaches us wisdom is better than silver and gold. I'm about to step off this little, you know what I'm saying? Because I was on it. It's been about 3-4 minutes. My bad.
I'm a little OCD. I'm trying to make sure we.
Hey, that's how I know his brain is back working. He locked in on everything. That boy
Oh man.
like Rain Man.
Word. But look, to your point, I think, well, I know we've changed the definition of pity, and pity is really a word that we use in insecurity measures. And I just did this with you, with Dad, and shouts out to Steph because I shouted her out last time, so it just feel right to do it again. Remember when you was like, "Yo, what he gonna do when he get to Zelle?" And I'm like, "I'm gonna just send it back." I said, "Shouts out to Steph there because she really did that to me." Like I was trying to, she helped me
Auntie
out with
Stephanie?
something. No, no, this is like my sister. So, but anyway, Steph is just like me. So she did a favor for me or whatever she did, and it was all love. But I felt like it was a service that she gave me that she had been helping me out prior to that, right? So I ain't say nothing because I know how she is. I sent her some money. She was like, "What you send us for?" And she literally sent it back, right? So when you said, "Yo, we gonna do 60-40," I'm like, "No, I'm sending that back to you." Now, saying all of that to say, pride, said all of that to get here, right? So I had some financial issues and most recent. So I told my brother, of course, me and my wife talked about it, but I told my brother, and my brother offered some assistance. And I'm like, "Yo, you know, I'm gonna pay you back." He was like, "Nah." Now after that, I needed some more. I'm like, "Now this I gotta pay you back because it's too much, right?" And then I hit Dad up and I hit Steph up, right? And this is the reason why I use both of them. So as soon as I hit Steph up on the audio message, I said, "Yo, let me tell you this, no pity needed," right? And what it is my insecurity. I'm basically trying to paint a
Oh,
narrative for you before you even get to talking. I want to kind of alter your brain to think how I want you to think before you deliver the message back. But what it was I was telling her something that I was going through to let her know how I was actually going to solve the issue. But I didn't want her to think in the process that I'm sending, and this is how it happened to me before. I'm sending these little undertones of signals that I need something from you too without saying it. Because that's an insecure way that people do things too. Right. So that happened with Steph. And then with Dad, you know me, I didn't want to hit Dad. And I told Dad, I was like, "Man, it took me a while to ask you for help." And he was like, "For what? I'm right here." And it's like, no, like I'm looking at what I consider to be pity. Or you're gonna talk about me. You're gonna go and tell people that my son needed something from me. He needed some money from me, and
my son.
right. When I wonder when he going like I get to thinking all of this other. I wonder when he think he gonna pay it back. You think he gonna pay it back on time? Like I'm thinking of all of this stuff for him that he's not even thinking, honestly. Right. But for me personally, when I mention pity, I really mean the translation is if I said to somebody, not for no pity, that means keep this between us. Because I don't know how you gonna tell the story, or people that don't ask for anything. And that's how I used to be too. Like I literally, I'm gonna say this, shut up.
No,
Me
you
and my
good.
wife were going through something financially, and she wanted to ask her parents for help. And I literally told her not to. Like, ain't no pity. We don't need nobody feeling sorry for us. We'll figure this out eventually. And my dad was like, "That was stupid."
I'm so glad he said it because I was gonna cuss. He delivered it better than I did because
Pride,
there's
pride.
no no. What are you gonna say? Sorry. So Pete, listen, this is going back again to how people might not know I say this, but the people that know me close enough, the people that the people that know me close enough know I say this all the time. There's strength in vulnerability. That's what I mean. Vulnerability leads to community. If we don't have that, then what do we have? We have a whole bunch of people that are pride filled, and that's what capitalism brought us. And going back to that, you in each situation in there, vulnerability led you to getting what was needed. You just had to learn how to trust. Vulnerability isn't logical, it's faith. So this
Mm.
goes all the way back to trying to understand like faith is something you can't see. You gotta be vulnerable enough to submit yourself to your mind of that won't happen. But you can't because you have to protect yourself in case it does. But this is why I always ask, in case it does, what does that mean? You still got the money. Like that didn't take anything away, but it took something away from ego. And that's where we always have to revert back to why does ego even matter? Like I have pride in the way I keep Yahweh's laws. I have pride in the way that I try to get closer to him and he sent his son to bring us grace so we can even try to keep his laws to get back closer to him. But other than that, I don't really need pride in anything. I got love of self. I got love of family. I got love of y'all. That don't mean I'm gonna let anybody hurt y'all. But if somebody talk about y'all, so what? What does that do? Somebody can call you out your name. Do you care, James?
Not today. Now I don't care. Nah.
So why would I go fight this nigga because you don't care? I'm on
Uh.
two. I'm on two. That was the
Oh.
second.
Oof,
Yeah, because
oof.
I said
Let me
this
use.
one.
Let me get ready and use both hands to.
Do you know where you're at, Mr. Shout Out Man? No, since we doing that. Hey, and I just want to take a moment here, y'all. Like and subscribe, man. I've been paying more attention. I've been paying more attention to the business, y'all. We got to keep watch time up. Y'all like and subscribe, man. About at this point, y'all niggas be peeling out. Stay.
I'm gonna start pointing at you.
Hey, they gonna think you gang banging. That's why I got kicked out of
Uh,
my football picture for
I do
doing
not claim
this.
gang gang. I do not claim gang gang. Shouts out to 50. That's 5 now, right? So look, to your point, I completely agree with you. Especially with vulnerability and with pity. I think also the way that we hear these things as a child without asking. There's another thing, sidebar, but relative, talking to moms and pops the same day about the same subject, but I just called them both about something different. But they were talking about owning a house. And I said, y'all both, I said this to them individually, y'all both sound very judgmental when y'all were telling me that I needed to own a house. And Dad was like, well, how did I come off like that? And they pretty much mirrored the same conversation. I'm like, you told it from your perspective. I came up with everything else on my own because you didn't lay out any options for me. So same thing with moms. This is just what you're supposed to do. Or I hear you talking and I don't hear context. Now I'm taking it, oh, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. But then when you get to talking to specifics, especially with dad is a lawn guy. Dad will drive down the block, see somebody lawn and be like, why they lawn look like that, James? They should fix that, right? So all of this comes into play with somebody like his son who doesn't like doing any labor at all, right? I'm a tech guy. I love the computers. But dad has no problem picking the lawn up, fixing things around the house that comes with home ownership, right? When you live in a condo or an apartment, things of that nature, I ain't gotta worry about none of
I
that.
ain't
So
gotta do nothing.
I don't care whether you want me to have a house or not, but then mom starts talking about legacy and things that make more sense to me. Now you have my attention, so I can draw up this plan that you're talking about. So when we bring it back to like a pity or vulnerability, we don't have these conversations early because, like, for example, I'm in school right now, technically, right? But if I ask these kids what vulnerable means, I'm probably gonna try to do like a video or something so we can see. I'm gonna try anyway.
You might be a
There's
soft.
no conversation. Yeah, or they're gonna say soft, right? So, but when you add the real definition and the context to it, then it's a different type of conversation. Pity is the same thing. They'll look at it as a negative thing, like it means somebody feeling sad for you, and it's like, is something wrong with that, right?
Yeah, because they mean I can't handle it on my own. Is that a
Is
possibility?
it right? But that conversation doesn't happen, like you're saying, those possibilities, those options. So I know I'm talking a lot, y'all, but when you go back and you listen to the conversation that I had
Sounds
with
normal.
moms, and we working on a movie or a series, and that tone sounds normal. That
Y'all
you,
get James, I'm telling we go, man. I'm telling you. Hey,
right? So
what's a Blake man? You feel me?
right. So no, I gotta see. I gotta do another shout out because I love the
Oh
Waynes.
my
I
god.
love the Waynes family. I can't let that be on
I love them too, bro. I
recording.
can't I
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
if
They
they see
avoided
this,
stuff 5 years later. Right, right. Like, man,
remember them
you
two black niggas was
right,
hey,
right.
they had call us that too.
For real, especially Marlon. There we go. I don't look so blurry. But no, um,
My bad.
no, you good. The vulnerability and pity, the way that we look at it as children, it isn't spoken on. So we're not like, this is why we got the heart to the community, because we give you a definition and context behind things so you understand it. And I realized the more I talk to my brother, I used a lot of words incorrectly. There was a tone that was attached to it that wasn't correct. So I will feel like if you use the word pity, then it does mean I'm weak or I'm soft. And truth be told, I could be weak at the time. You know what I
which is
mean?
okay.
It's super okay. But we are taught now. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let you take over. We're not just taught this, but we're felt like this. So when we feel like this, excuse me, when pity is used, for example, one of my fears of being vulnerable and accepting the pity is someone bringing something up in the future or in a bad scenario to make me look inferior to them because they did this favor for me or they helped me. That's what I have a hard time. So I jump to that honestly, and I can speak for a lot of people with this. I know y'all gonna talk about this in the comments. When we're talking about help that's needed, in my mind, I'm already thinking, who am I talking to? Is this the type of person that talks about people already when they do favors for them? It's an easy pass for me to say, nope, I heard somebody else's business about someone you've helped. You're not the type of person I even want to receive help from, right? And then you got people like me who don't want to receive help, and then not, like you said, you paying for it. Like you the one going through
Now it's
it.
making it
So
harder on you.
yeah, like
And
man,
for you, like you said before, well, what's harder? What's, some things that might be harder to you is not harder to you, but there are fundamentally harder things. If I'm
facts.
financially struggling, for some people, it's easier to sell drugs. Okay, nigga, it's easier to go to jail then. Like it's like it like we can get there, and I was simple minded like that too, because it's like again, pity, dad, pride. It's hard to ask your dad for money. So there's things where it's like I didn't have money at times in college, but I also knew my parents was going through it. I knew Courtney needed something. I knew family, I knew grandparents. Something had just happened with granddad. So financially, it was strained. I didn't want to ask them for help, so I thought it easier to go on my own and do it. I had brothers I could have asked. I had somebody else I could have asked. But our pride makes us. It's so funny because I was just talking with Christian. I ain't gonna give him a shout out because I was about to do it too. I was talking with my boy. I'm gonna give him a shout out, EJ too. We used to. Man, this guy, this guy. Hey, you said I can't get cussing and shout outs, huh?
You're one to talk. You're one to
I'm
talk. That's all
I'm a
I'm saying.
I'm a greedy guy. Shout out EJ because we was talking about pride and how in like me and him, we are really shocked how close that we got outside of college because it's like we're very intentional. We talk whenever things kind of get taught. You know how EJ's like he reminds me of a younger you, very bullheaded, very stubborn. You fuck that, all that. That's like fuck.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. I get it. We get it.
Yeah, because
What's
I could have
going
kept going.
on?
So basically, we was talking about pride and vulnerability and how we got here. Where it's like, bro, like it in college, he was the person that really helped me have an understanding of pride of self, like something that I felt like, dad tried to teach but never communicated in an effective way. Where it's like, bro, the coach is treating you like this and you balling, bro. Go speak up for yourself like this, bro. And he said, bro, don't go in there with emotions. That reminded me of you. Don't go in there with emotions, bro. Go speak facts, bro. This is what you've been doing. This is that. And he's gonna try to do these things because he knows psychology. And he helped me understand, like, so he's thinking like that. And this is somebody I trusted. That was the
Mhm.
biggest difference. He helped me
Right.
realize the difference between having to trust someone and choosing when to trust them. I could choose to trust them on the field, but outside the field, I'm not going to do that. What's up?
I just talked to my kids about that today, and they explained to me why they don't trust certain teachers. It's the
Mm.
same thing. Like, right? You could be teaching, but it's not relatable to me. And you're not trying to make it relatable. You're just doing your job, but it's not effective. So, good point to that. I got two things because I know we need to head out. My kids about to come in a minute. I
Subscribe, y'all.
personally subscribe, like, share, repost, tag,
All that.
add, all of that. But look, I hate when I see people that be listening to music and be like, I'm like, we started that in the Midwest. Like, I didn't see nobody do that I can
That.
think of. They can come on in
You talking
to
about
my
that?
brother. Yeah, hey.
Yeah.
Now look, since my kids are coming in and we have to end this, what are we actually teaching people today? What are we getting out of pity and vulnerability? If you can just share that before we head out.
The thing that we're teaching people today is that there's strength and vulnerability. You do not need to look at you know what? Two things. We're teaching people that there's strength and vulnerability, and that you need to define a word for yourself before you just use it. Words have meanings. And if you're able to define whatever that word is, you need to understand it. So if pity means that you don't want somebody feeling sorry for you because they're going to bring it up in the future, no, what you're really afraid of is judgment. So being able to redefine the words for yourself allows you to reframe your own thought processes. So look to your own, look intrinsically to understand what these words mean. Hey, I had a dream. Yeah, so done.
We're gonna end it there. Hearts of the community. Again, share, like, subscribe. We always appreciate y'all. We the bridge, y'all. Love you, brother.
Love you, Matt.